live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
And this is episode 74.
Santa Clarita Valley is where I used to live.
Oh, okay.
Before I moved down to the beach.
So this could have happened to you.
No, I don't think so. The great thing is all the streets and all the stuff that's that they talk about is all actually really there. And so when they're talking about streets, it's a little jarring because I definitely know. Oh, yeah, that's right.
We watched two shows.
Right, two shows.
Both on Netflix.
Right.
One was a show from 2015. We just watched the first episode. It was originally a CW show.
Right, yeah.
So it's on Netflix now.
Exactly.
Called iZombie.
iZombie, right.
And it's about a medical resident who finds that being a zombie has its perks, which she uses to assist the police.
Exactly.
And the other show we watched is totally different, but it's zombie related.
Right. Zombie related, right.
And this is on Netflix. And it's a Netflix original. And it started in 2017 called Santa Clarita Diet. And it has Drew Barrymore.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So that is about Sheila and Joel, who are married real estate agents in Santa Clarita, California. When Sheila dies, their lives take a dark turn. I like that description.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. And it to me, it was absolutely great. It is a ghoulish farce.
Yeah,
fart. Do you
know what I liked about it? It was like Serial Mom. It had that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it really did. Well, you know what's weird is it had Serial Mom. It was like Serial Mom, only successful. I mean, Drew Barrymore actually does a much better job of it than...
Well, what helps is that I guess for me, my age, I grew up with Drew Barrymore, basically.
Right. Well, me
so
too,
it's like I kind of see her as this little girl still in E.T.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of this cute thing.
That
she still has.
Yeah, and she still has this cuteness, and
she's really funny. She's good at comedy.
She is good at but you know, at the same time,
and her husband
Timothy Oliphant,
he's
is amazing.
Yeah, he is.
And the two of them bouncing, the whole cast.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely, the whole cast is just
the neighbor
is good. Yeah, the
dorky neighbor. He always seems to play dorky parts. I feel sorry for him.
Right. The big black cop guy.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, and you mean the dorky neighbor?
Yeah, the dorky neighbor.
The kid.
Yeah.
The kid and the daughter, amazing. I mean, as a group, you know, I say that television shows, they become the chemistry of the cast, and that chemistry has to win you over. It has a few episodes to do it.
Yeah,
and then once it's
for me, it's almost the first episode has to kind of do it.
Yeah,
for me.
well,
which is why we're doing this.
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, like Breaking Bad. If it wasn't for the first episode being like really exciting at the very beginning,
right,
I probably wouldn't have been like, because there were chemistry. You can immediately see the chemistry between the main character and I'm forgetting their names right now.
Right. That guy and the other guy.
That guy and the other guy.
That guy and the other guy.
But you know what I mean.
Right. But these two, their chemistry together is amazing.
I like the fact they live between a sheriff's deputy and a cop.
It's just so great.
And the throw up is just awesome. I mean, it was.
Oh, the throw up. The throw up was amazing. I mean, just. And the fact that it becomes a thing later on. I have to tell you, the whole throw up thing becomes a thing later on. And the way that they lived it. See, I saw this and immediately sat down and watched straight both seasons.
Wow.
Finished them.
I wish I had that time because I was liking this and I was like, I'm gonna watch this again. But.
Well, the thing is I had it running constantly in the background on the computer as I'm trying to write and type and sort and putting stuff together, and I just loved it. I mean, I am sold on this show. It does everything that I want in a silly comedy.
Yeah,
and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. You have to the neighbors next door, the kids next door, it has the perfect kind of on again, off again, not really their romance between the daughter and the next door. And it's great. It is great. And the situations they get into just keep getting further and weirder and weirder and weirder.
Well, the last line in the first episode was, I really want to make this work. She's talking to her husband.
Exactly. And they're trying to return. And she's now undead, and they're trying to return their lives to normal.
Right.
And Timothy Oliphant is so what are we going to do now, honey?
Right. Better keep her fed.
And they're professional realtors.
Yes. Well, that was one of my favorite lines. Was he was like, "We're realtors,
but we're realtors.
So what do we do about this?"
Well, we don't know. We're realtors. No, it was. I cannot recommend it too much.
So, what would you rate it out of 5? Body organs?
5 body parts. Was the spit up thing? No, that one.
The spit up organ.
That little red thing, right? Which later on becomes, by the way.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. That little, remember
wait.
that? Oh, God, it's awesome. I honestly, I would put it for television. Keeping in mind, what it is. I would put it at a 4. I enjoyed it that much. It really zinged for me.
Yeah, I think I'm actually right there at the same spot.
I mean, it was everything.
Because I really like Serial Mom, and it had that kind of. I kept thinking of that one. I was like, I really liked the fact that it was suburban, and it was like they're realtors. Everything was perfect about it. The writing was awesome. So.
I honestly, the only thing I could think of is through the series was what it was like to clean the sets up.
Right.
Oh my God! It seemed like it was. See, I have in my mind what the sets had to have looked like at the end of filming every day. I think to myself, oh my God.
Maybe they have special techniques. Like maybe they just throw away the carpet.
Well, you talk about special techniques in dealing with blood. One of the techniques that I always used is we would go in and we would paint a room with anti-graffiti paint.
Oh.
And the great thing about anti-graffiti paint is that you can go in and you can just wipe off the red blood, and you can go up for another take.
Wow. Who knew?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you sprayed it down with like vegetable oil or something. Or something that would...
No.
Teflon or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the other thing is that some of the tricks that you learn about being around blood and stuff, and it is as well as wearing gloves, but is to always have a really thin film of Vaseline on your hands so that it keeps your pores kind of lubricated and so it doesn't, like, if your hands are dry and you get that blood on, your hands are going to turn red, and they're going to stay red for about 2 months. It's just straight through. And
Wow.
Now you do everything that you can to avoid that. Now,
let's the other one we watched, iZombie,
because I liked it for a totally different
that's
reason.
why I like the fact that we're doing these together, because this one is very interesting.
Well, the thing that I liked about iZombie, at first I kind of had a problem with the blonde. The lead of it. I thought that she was kind of little weak,
vapid, or
vapid, right? Exactly,
yeah.
Vapid. But the thing is after a while, it kind of became the charm of it, because she's had to become clever, to because of this world that she's gotten herself in. She's now undead.
But she has to play that kind of character because that's how people see her.
Right. But now she's undead, and I think the greatest thing is that she's pale as hell. I mean, way pale. I mean, obviously, walking amongst the undead pale, and everybody's like, hey, so it's just her.
Well, she's just goth.
Yeah, she's just goth, right? That's the thing that's great. Well, she's just goth, and the funny part of it is that now she eats the brains of somebody, of some person that's come in
that breaking
to
a
the
rule?
morgue. What?
Wasn't she breaking a zombie rule?
No, well, the zombies want to eat
Like-
brains.
George Romero set it up. Like she was
Right.
eating actual food though.
Yeah,
Like
a
she was
little
eating
bit
Cheetos.
is
And she
yeah.
was eating like ramen.
That's true, but you know what? It was with brains.
So that's the only problem I had.
So it could have been a seasoning thing.
Right.
You know, in because you don't know, maybe Cheetos and brains are just together like cheese and a squeeze, right?
Yeah. You know, maybe you have to spice it up a little bit. You're probably if you're eating brains all the time, you probably get a little bored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, that broke a rule.
one of the hooks,
and I was very upset about it.
one of the hooks
Anyway.
is that you would take on the personality of the person,
Yes.
and that you would get flashbacks.
Visions, yes.
Visions of this person that you ate the brains of, and I know that this sounds incredibly
Stupid.
Yeah, this sounds incredibly stupid.
But it kind of felt like that show Medium with the Arquette.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on her first
Patricia
name.
Arquette.
Patricia Arquette.
Right,
She was
it
like a
did.
medium, and then she had a cop that she worked with.
Yeah, it did, and
This is just
and
a
the
little another level
yeah,
of zombie-ish.
And the thing is they work together and they kind of like become a team, and it wouldn't work without somebody that's a co-conspirator.
Yeah.
And the guy who is the morgue, the main morgue
medical examiner. I think
medical
it is.
examiner, absolutely. He acts as the bridge to reality.
Then you got Cagney and Pasty,
Yeah.
or whatever the line was.
Yeah. So I've watched about 4 of them now, and her character. You know what? I can never understand what it is about some TV shows that I like, but for some reason, for me, it's always characters.
So is this
You
getting
know?
him into superpowers? Like, because I know CW's kind of obviously does a lot of shows like that.
Right.
So
yeah.
she mentioned, I've only seen the first episode, so she said something about how she jumped on a car and she had this superpower all of a sudden.
Right. She just turns on
The zombie.
the zombie, right? You know, because that's another thing that, you know, zombies have a lot of power. You know, they not a lot of speed immediately, but they do have power. So, and this
So
is
she
a
doesn't
guilty-
walk
I
like a
have
zombie and she eats regular food.
Right.
So I mean, there's a couple things that
Yeah,
are
a little bit of regular
Yeah.
food, you know. Yeah, just I really it kind of reminded me of a cross between Night of the Living Dead and NCIS.
right. I was thinking that too. I was trying to make that same connection. So Medium was the closest I got.
Yeah,
Medium.
yeah. Well, you know, it's true. Although it's a very light take on it. You know, I wouldn't say that it's a comedy.
No, it's kind of
But
dark comedy maybe.
Yeah, dark
I mean, the
comedy,
first
yeah.
5 minutes is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Where what's the worst going to happen? You could go to a party.
Yeah,
why
I mean,
not?
there's a lot of the flip NCIS stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
NCIS has obviously got a comedy edge to it because of this group working together. You know, that's exactly what this thing has got, and so far, we actually saw at the beginnings of the bad guy, and the bad guy gets better as life goes on, and it is not the Santa Clarita Diet,
No.
not at all.
But for some reason, just from my first instinct, I've only watched the first episode of each one.
Right?
I feel like I can get more into this one just because it's a little darker.
Yeah, it
But
is.
Santa Clarita Diet, I might get kind of bored with. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I gotta tell you, Santa Clarita.
But they're about the
Diet,
same for me, really.
Yeah. No, well, that was why I brought it up. I said, well, you know, we got to do these two because you know they're weighing against each other, and they have like just a hint of perfection.
So if I was going to give this a rating for how many zombie eyeballs I would give it,
Right.
I think I'd give it 3 point. No, actually, I'd have to be at 4. I have to be at 4, just like the other one.
Really? You think so?
Because I like it for different reasons. And
see, I would give this one a 3 point.
I want to actually want to
3.6.
watch this one more than the Santa Clarita.
Really? Because I would give this a 3.6. I mean, I really would.
I guess I had the same questions though about her, the way she was talking, like after she turned into a zombie.
Right.
But then I kind of got over that and like, okay, she's just kind of playing a role, I guess maybe.
Right. Well, she plays a little bit of a role depending on who
So I kind of give them the same rating, but I've only seen one episode of each one, so
Gotcha.
maybe that'll change.
Yeah, I enjoyed them both. I have to tell you, I really enjoyed them both, and the really funny thing is the reason that I picked these two is because so many people told me that they were finishing up one or the other, right? Ian was finishing up iZombie.
Okay. Yeah.
The woman who's doing the layouts on my book, Ian's finishing up the Santa Clarita Diet. The woman who's doing my layouts for my book was, I'm right at the end of the second season of iZombie, and I was like, well, all right. Because
this is the month of zombies.
See, I don't think either one of them are horror people.
Yeah.
So...
well, May's kind of, for us, has turned into the month of zombies.
It has. It is
But it's almost June now. I mean, actually, it is June.
Yeah.
Practically.
So...
Yeah, it is June.
Yeah.
Literally.
So, literally. Anyway. There you go. So
we're going to transition from zombies eventually into sharks, I think.
Right.
Maybe Shark Zombie should be the first one. Is there a movie?
But I think that we have another zombie coming up.
Right, we do.
We do.
We're going to do a Scandinavian movie called The Rain.
Yeah.
Or no, it's actually a show. It's a show, too.
Is it a show? Oh, okay.
I think so. It just kept coming up on Netflix because I've been watching all these zombie things.
Yeah. Well,
hey, you like this one?
If you like that zombie, you're going to love this zombie.
But we're also talking about, what was the other one we're going to watch? We're going to watch Cargo. With that guy from... Sherlock Holmes.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that you're going to like it. You're going to like it. Okay. I have no other stories to go with any of this. Sorry.
I have one thing to say about zombies.
Sure. What's that?
This is Kurt Thomas along with Mick Strawn. Thank you for listening to the Dream Warrior Review. If you have any questions or just have feedback for our show, we welcome them at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. As always, please follow us and tell your friends about us too. See you next time.